What if I told you that stopping someone like Trump isn't just about politics? It's about psychology, fear, and how power works on our minds. Donald Trump may be one man, but the kind of influence he represents, that's much bigger. We've seen figures like him rise before, in different countries with different names, but always with a similar formula: charisma, chaos, and control. In this video, we're going to break down what makes someone like Trump so hard to stop. We'll ask, why do traditional systems fail to contain this type of leader? Why do so many people continue to support them? And most importantly, how do we stop this cycle without becoming the thing we're fighting? You can't look away, and that's exactly what they want. These leaders aren't always polished, but they're captivating. They say what no one else dares, break the rules, and trigger outrage, all while gaining loyal followers. There's something magnetic about a man who never flinches, never doubts, and never loses. At least, not in public. Trump walks into a room like he owns it. He talks over everyone. He wins arguments, not with facts, but with force. It's the alpha fantasy. The leader who dominates, who shuts people down, who always has the last word. And yeah, it's kind of intoxicating. We love these characters, the ones who are always right. Sherlock Holmes, Tony Stark, cool, confident, untouchable. But here's the catch. That charm, it only works from a distance. Because once you get close, once you start tracking the broken promises, the contradictions, the consequences, that shiny image begins to crack. And that's when it hits you. It was never strength. It was just a performance. And like every illusion, eventually the charisma collapses. He uses exaggeration, fear, and dramatic language to make people feel like the country is falling apart. And he's the only one who can stop it. In 2024, he claimed the U.S. is being destroyed from within, that the border is non-existent, and that under Biden, we don't have a country anymore. He paints a picture of total collapse, chaos, crime, weakness, invasion. And that fear, it's not accidental. Fear is uncomfortable. It creates panic, uncertainty. And in that emotional storm, the brain looks for something to hold on to. That's where anger comes in. Trump gives people a target to blame: immigrants, elites, corrupt politicians, or the radical left. And then he offers himself as the only one who sees the truth, speaks without fear, and will fight back on their behalf. It's not just charisma, it's survival theater. He triggers fear, redirects it as anger, and channels that into loyalty. They take massive, complicated issues, like the economy, crime, immigration, or even war, and offer simple, dramatic solutions. Solutions that sound fast, easy, and completely under control, as long as they are the ones in charge. Trump, in his 2024 campaign, made it clear: remove Biden and the left, and the chaos disappears. He claimed he could end the war in Ukraine in one day. And the war in Israel and Gaza? He said the same thing. I'd bring both sides into a room, talk to each one, and by the end of the day, there'd be a deal. No details, no costs, just confidence. And that confidence becomes contagious. Trump makes people feel like the problems aren't that hard. Others can't fix them because they're weak or stupid. But him, he knows the tricks. He's smarter. He's the only one who can do it. Trump's power relies on one thing: trust me, I'll fix it. But the moment someone asks how, he gets angry, as if asking for details is an attack. Just look at his reaction when Zelensky asked about the Ukraine peace plan. Trump and Senator J.D. Vance called it disrespectful, not because the question was wrong, but because it exposed how little there was behind the promise. That's the strategy. Don't think, don't ask, just follow. Real leadership is the opposite. It welcomes questions, it builds trust by being accountable, and that's where others have failed. When Kamala Harris was asked if she'd do anything differently, she said no. No lessons, no clarity, no plan. And that cost her connection with the public. They're coming after me because I'm fighting for you. This tactic creates a bond. The leader isn't just powerful, they're persecuted for speaking the truth. In 2024, he framed his indictments, including 4 criminal cases, not as legal consequences, but as proof that the system fears him. His slogan, "I am your retribution." He positioned himself as a political martyr. You'd think the system would stop them. The courts, the media, the opposition, checks and balances, right? But here's the problem. These systems were designed for rules, and leaders like Trump, they don't play by them. Politics isn't just about policies anymore. It's about performance. And populist leaders, they know how to put on a show. They don't speak like traditional politicians. They speak like the people, loud, emotional, unfiltered, and raw. They use repetition, exaggeration, and humor. They tell you what you want to hear, then say it again and again until it sticks. This is populism. It's not about leading everyone. It's about convincing you that only you and people like you matter. Populist leaders create a feeling that the system is broken, that you're being forgotten and betrayed. And then they offer themselves as the answer. These leaders are playing reality TV. They don't need to win every case. They just need to win the story. And as long as the story is about them, they're still in control. Okay, so if he's so hard to attack, what are his actual weaknesses? You can't beat a narcissist by arguing with him, and you definitely won't stop him by playing fair. So the question is, what actually hurts someone like Trump? Trump doesn't care if you love him or hate him. He just wants you talking about him. You want to make Trump irrelevant? Stop treating him like a supervillain. Every time the media freaks out over him, he gets stronger. If his opponents act uncool and dismissive instead of panicked, he starts to lose power. Trump isn't just obsessed with power, he's obsessed with being seen as a winner. That's why he can't handle losing. Even small defeats make him lash out. He reacts emotionally, not rationally, and that often leads to more damage. We saw it clearly in early 2025. Trump threatened massive tariffs on U.S. allies, then delayed them, then changed the terms again. The result? The stock market dropped, investor confidence collapsed, and businesses went into panic mode. Why? Because instability isn't strength, it's risk, and markets don't bet on chaos. Use business against him. Trump is all about the big and booming economy. So if businesses start lobbying against him, he's in trouble. That's why our big CEOs started speaking out after January 6th, because Trump became bad for business. They make him own his failures. Trump always blames someone else. The key? Don't let him escape responsibility. If inflation is up, if jobs are down, if factories shut down, make sure everyone knows it's on him. Because here's the thing, his whole brand is, I'm a winner. If you prove he's not, he falls apart. But here's the deeper point. Trump is obsessed with how history will remember him. He wants his legacy to be flawless. But when his own behavior causes economic damage, that legacy starts to crack. And for someone like Trump, that's the one thing he truly fears, not being remembered as a winner. You have the right to ask questions, to know what's happening, to speak up, and to walk away from any leader who demands blind loyalty. If someone makes you feel that asking a question is disrespectful, that's not a leader, that's a manipulator. You don't need louder promises, you need clarity, you need respect, and you deserve to feel in control again. If you want to understand how the powerful shape public opinion, from politics to celebrity scandals, you're in the right place. Subscribe now and stay sharp for the next deep dive in power analysis.